Kittangate asavadam nibida punya kamena punya sena jadimpang tulade kampada Dhamma santane Dhamma Natsantu sabbadare vayasta.
Hello.
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning.
Morning, Bhante.
Okay.
Good
Now,
morning, Bhante.
good morning. You may turn off your microphone so that you can hear me without the disturbance.
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning.
We can hear you.
And today we are going to have another very, very important discourse. It's called Alms-Gatherer. As I said, these discourses are very profound discourses. You got to listen to them very carefully and listen mindfully with undivided attention, so that you can get the meaning of this discourse and perhaps apply to your own life. Although the discourse was delivered to bhikkhus, the message is good enough for anybody, and especially those who intend to become monks and nuns, become renunciants. So this is the discourse. You can see it on the screen. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling among the Sakyas at Kapilavatthu in Nigroda's park. Then the Blessed One, having dismissed the bhikkhus for a particular reason, dressed in the morning and taking bowl and robe, entered Kapilavatthu for alms. When he had walked for alms in Kapilavatthu and had returned from the alms round, after his meal, he went to the great wood for the day's abiding. Having plunged into the great wood, he sat down at the foot of a belua sapling for the day's abiding. Then, while the Blessed One was alone in seclusion, a reflection arose in his mind thus. Now, here Buddha dismissed the bhikkhus for a particular reason. When he came to Kapilavatthu, many people, especially when people came to know that the Buddha came to Kapilavatthu, many people came to see the Buddha. Among them were kings. Kings in Kapilavatthu, there were little kingdom here and there. Leaders, they all were kings. They all came to see the Buddha in the afternoon with suitable things for the Buddha and bhikkhus to use in the afternoon, like oil, honey, then jaggery, and these are things that they can use. And various type of drinks, fruit juice. They came, maybe orange juice, apple juice, or mango juice, and so forth. And they gave this to the Sangha, the Buddha, and these kings were having their respect to the Buddha and sat down to one side. Then the Buddha was giving them very interesting Dhamma talks, arousing them in practicing Dhamma. Then, among bhikkhus, there was little commotion. There were newly ordained ones, and there were novices, and they came with their own bowls to receive this honey, jaggery, juice, and so forth. And some of them, their teachers or friends were not there. Then they would say, "Give me this for my teacher. Give me this for a friend." And so they were making noise. And then they were arranging their alms bowl and so forth. Then Buddha overheard this. It just definitely disturbed the conversation that the Buddha had with the kings. Then he asked Venerable Ananda, "What is this like fish market? Who makes this noise?" Then Venerable Ananda reported to the Buddha what was going on. Then Buddha asked, "Dismiss them. Let them go. They should not stay here. Disturb this conversation." This is what dismiss the bhikkhus mean for a particular reason. And then when he went there to Kapilavatthu and sat on the belva tree, and then when he sat down there, then the Sangha of bhikkhus, then this thought arose in his mind, reflection arose in his mind. What was the reflection? The Sangha of bhikkhus has been dismissed by me. There are bhikkhus here who are newly ordained, not long gone forth, recently come to this Dhamma and discipline. If they do not see me, there may take rise in them some alteration or change. Just as when a young calf does not see its mother, there may take place in some alteration or change. So too there are bhikkhus here who are newly ordained, not long gone forth, recently come to this Dhamma and Vinaya discipline. If they do not see me, there may take place in them some alteration or changes. Just as when young seedlings do not get water, there may take place in them some alteration or change. So too there are bhikkhus here who are newly ordained, not long gone forth, recently come to this Dhamma discipline. If they do not see me, there may take place in them some alteration or changes. Let me assist the Sangha or bhikkhus now, just as I have assisted it in the past. So this is a very wonderful thought. All the Buddha went there to have some quiet time, having dismissed these monks. Buddha thought among them there may be young ones, newly ordained samaneras, or newly received high ordination, young bhikkhus, they might change their mind. They might uh, leave the rope perhaps, or they might go to another section. Therefore, that is not good. They became monks with Saddha, and they lose Saddha. There has to be somebody to help them. They would be like little calves when the calf doesn't see the mother. Calf would be weird, full of fear, with hunger, and therefore mother should be there. The plant, when you're seedling, you plant it, if there is no water, that will wither and die and will not produce result. These young ones want to attain, they all have the potential of attaining enlightenment. So, I helped monks in the past. Now let me go back and see them and help them. Then at the same time, it is that then Brahma Sampati, having known with his own mind the reflection in the Blessed One's mind, just as quickly as a strong man might extend his drawn in arm or drawn in extended arm, disappeared from the Brahma world and reappeared before the Blessed One. He arranged his upper robe over one shoulder, raised his joined hands in reverential salutation towards the Blessed One, and said to him. So Brahma Sahampati read the Buddha's thought, and then he immediately returned to the Buddha, to him and world, and only Buddha would say him. Nobody else would say him. So the Brahma Sampati approved Buddha's thought. So it's pleasant and so it is fortunate one. The Sangha of bhikkhus has been dismissed by the Blessed One. There are bhikkhus here who are newly ordained and so forth, as above include the similes. If they do not see the Blessed One, there may take place in some of alteration changes. Venerable say, let the Venerable One take delight in the Sangha of bhikkhus. Let the Blessed One welcome the Sangha of bhikkhus. Let the Blessed One assist the Sangha of bhikkhus. Now, just as he has done in the past. So Buddha accepted. Of course, Buddha already thought about it, and Brahma Sahampati came and approved this and invited the Buddha, go and talk to these monks. Then Brahma Sahampati disappeared. Then in the evening, Blessed One emerged from seclusion and went to Nigroda's park. He sat down in the appointed seat and performed such a feat of spiritual power that the bhikkhus would come to him alone and in pairs, in timid manner. Then those bhikkhus approached the Blessed One alone and pairs in timid manner. Having approached, they paid homage to the Blessed One and sat down to one side. And then Blessed One then said to them, now why they came, why the Buddha wanted them to come, either alone or 2 by 2. Because if they came in a group, they may have discussed among themselves. They may be whispering to each other. The Buddha went to the forest to have quiet time, seclusion, and even without spending even one day, he came back. And Buddha does not enjoy seclusion. So they would joke about it, joke about Buddha's going away. And then Buddha did not want them to have that kind of gossip, this kind of wrong thought. If they came to 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 with some kind of fear of doing wrong things. What are the wrong things? They were, making noise to share the requisite afternoon drinks, honey, and so forth. They were making noise. And therefore, then now they should feel guilty. And also, if they come alone and 2 by 2, they don't have time to talk about, the joke about the Buddhas not spending time in seclusion. So in this way, they would be coming thinking that Buddha is going to talk to me. Each of these 500 newly ordained monks and novices came very quietly, meekly, and paid respect to the Buddha, paying total attention to the Buddha. So they thought the Buddha would talk only to me. Then, when they sat down, then the Buddha said, "Bhikkhus, this is the lowest form of livelihood, that is gathering alms. In the world, this is term abuse. You alms-gatherer, you roam about with begging bowl in your hand, and yet because transient intent on the good, take up that way of life for a valid reason. It is not because they have been driven to it by kings that they do so, nor because they have been driven to it by thieves, nor owing to debt, nor from fear, nor to earn a livelihood, but they do so with the thought, I am immersed in birth, aging, death, in sorrow, lamentation, pain, displeasure, and despair. I am immersed in suffering, oppressed by suffering. Perhaps an ending of this entire mass of suffering might be discerned. So because you shaved your head, took alms bowl, and put on saffron robe, now in this society, this is not very respectable to ordinary people, and they may even look down upon you, abuse you, and say, you alms-gatherer, you roam about with begging for bowl in your hands. They must abuse you. But because you remember that you became monastic with good reason, not because you have been driven by kings. That means when you have to pay revenue, what you call taxes to the king. You have a lot of property, you have to pay tax, and therefore you run away and become monks. Or you are not driven by the thieves who will come and steal things. You leave everything and go become monk. And also you are not, you have borrowed money from somebody and you have no means to pay it back. And because that you become a monk. You don't become, we have not become monks out of fear. And no become monks just purely because you have no way to live. And therefore you become monks so that you will get all these things free, food, lodging, and so forth. But do you remember you became monk because of this reason? You know, I am immersed in birth, aging, death, in sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. And for this purpose, oppressed by this, if I enter the order and practice Dhamma, meditation, I can liberate myself from sorrow, lamentation. That doesn't mean that you will not have sorrow and lamentation and so forth immediately by just putting on saffron robe and shaving it and so forth. But you have to strive very hard. So that is, those doors are wide open for you in the monastic life. So, and the Buddha said, bhikkhus, it is in such a way, bhikkhus, that this transment has gone forth. Yet he is covetous, inflamed by the lust for sensual pleasures, with the mind of ill will, with the mind of corrupted by hate, muddle-minded, lacking clear comprehension, unconcentrated, scattered brain, loose in his sense faculties. Just as, you see, remember this simile, very important simile. Just as a brand from a funeral pyre burning at both ends and smeared with excrement in the middle cannot be used as a timber either in the village or in the forest. In just such a way do I speak about this person. He has missed out on the enjoyments of householder, yet he does not fulfill the goal of asceticism. Now, with such a good intention, you become monk. But after becoming monk, if you become covetous and inflamed by lust for sensual pleasures, with the mind full of ill will, with the intention of corrupted hate, muddle-minded, lacking clear comprehension, unconcentrated, scattered brain, loose in his sense faculties. Now he is not enjoying lay life, nor does he enjoy monastic life. He is just like wood taken from the funeral pyre. And about about a foot of it is burned on both sides and dark and turned to coal. And in the middle is smeared with excrement. So this cannot be used for anything to make furniture, nor can it be used for making a kuti in the forest. Nobody will take it. So now you are in such a limbo. You have no monastic life. You destroy it because of the lust and no concentration, no mindfulness, no clear comprehension, you cannot enjoy household life because monastics are not supposed to have families. Now you are no, not wanted to, not wanted by anyone. Monastic life. And therefore Buddha said monks because there are these three kinds of unwholesome thoughts. What are they? Sensual thought, thought of ill will, thought of harming. Then Kama Vitaka, Vyapada Vitaka, Vimsa Vitaka. In the Noble Eightfold Path, these are the two kinds of wrong thoughts. Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa. Sankappa means thought. One thought is sensual. Sensual thought is the opposite of. They call Miccha Sankappa, wrong thought. Right thought is thought of Nekkhamma Sankappa, thought of Avyapada Sankappa, thought of Avihingsa. That means thought of renunciation, thought of metta, thought of compassion. These are wholesome thoughts. And now, if you don't have this wholesome thought, and where bhikkhus do these three unwholesome thoughts cease without remainder? Where do these remain? For one who dwells with a mind well established in the four establishment of mindfulness, or for one who developed the signless concentration. This is reason enough bhikkhus to develop the signless concentration. When the signless concentration is developed and cultivated bhikkhus, it is for great fruit and benefit. So you have to practice this. Establishing the four foundations of mindfulness. What are they? Mindfulness of the body, mindfulness of feeling, mindfulness of mind, mindfulness of mind object Dhamma. And signless concentration, that means when you practice four foundations of mindfulness, you develop such a pure, clean state of mind. You do not, when you see object, you do not take signs or details. Silence. That concentration is called signless concentration. No sign of greed, no sign of hatred, no sign of hurting somebody. And signless concentration is developed, cultivated, will be great benefit. What is the great benefit? Attaining total liberation from suffering. There are because these two views, the view of existence and the view of extermination. That is bhava, vibhava. Kamatanna, vibhavatanna. Vibhavatanna. Kamatanna, vibhavatanna. Kamatanna means view of existence, continual. Vibhavatanna means view of craving, ditti. Actually, a ditti. Ditti, you have ditti, what you call, ditti, wrong views. Swamveva. And in the other because he said a noble disciple reflect thus. Is there anything in the world that I could cling to without being blameworthy? He has to understand thus. There is nothing in the world that I could cling to without being blameworthy. Anything I cling in the world, what is the world? This mind and body complexity is called the world in the Buddha's dispensation. In this world, everything is blameworthy because everything is impermanent. He understands that. There is nothing in the world that I could cling to without being blameworthy. For if I should cling, it is only form that I would be clinging to. Form is with blame. Form is blameworthy. Feeling is blameworthy. Perception is blameworthy. Volitional formation blameworthy. Consciousness that I would be clinging to, with that clinging of mind as conditioned, there would be existence. With the existence as conditioned, birth. With birth as conditioned, aging and death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. Now, when we cling to this one thing or another, form, feeling, perception, volitional formation, and consciousness, that clinging of mind is a condition for existence. Upadana pacha bhava. Independent origination, we learn. Mind as condition, there would be existence. When you cling to these five aggregates, this is then it will be called aggregate subject to clinging. When we cling to that, that is called upadana, and then becomes existence. With existence as conditions, birth, upadana pacha, bhava. Bhava pacha, jati. Jati means birth. With birth as condition, aging and death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, despair, displeasure, and grief would be the result, would be come to be. Such would be origin of this whole mass of suffering. And then Buddha asked, what do you think, because is form permanent or impermanent? Now these are the blame. What is the blame? Impermanent, unsatisfactoriness and selflessness. So Buddha guides his monks in that direction. So, a form permanent or impermanent? Is feelings, perception, volition formation, consciousness permanent or impermanent? Impermanent, rather. So the answer is Buddha guided them in such a way that they have to say impermanent, impermanent. Form is impermanent, feeling impermanent, perception impermanent, volitional formation impermanent, consciousness impermanent. So that impermanent Vedabhasha, when Buddha asks, is what is impermanent, suffering or happiness? Suffering Vedabhasha. Is that is impermanent, suffering and subject to change, fit to be regarded thus, this is mine, this I am, this is myself? No, Venerable. Etang mama, eso amasmi, eso metta. Seeing thus, he understands there is no more for this state of being. That is, when form, feeling, perception, thought, and consciousness are impermanent, unsatisfactory, without self, then seeing this with wisdom, one will be disenchanted, and disenchanted become dispassionate. Being dispassionate, it separate, withdraw, and then become liberated. So, Siraga vimuchyati. Vimuttasmi vimuttamiti jnanam hoti. Kina jati usitam brahmacharyam katham karaniya naparangitattaya. When Buddha concluded this sermon, all the 500 monks, novices, youngly received high, or the newly received high ordination, them, all of them attained full enlightenment. That was the purpose of this discourse that Buddha delivered in a very systematic way, and gradually Buddha brought them to, or led them to, the full enlightenment. That is the discourse for today, friends. I hope you understand something, learn something. This will be for your benefit. This is very good thought for you to remember. Okay? Now, let us meditate now. Okay? Okay. We have 25 minutes to meditate.
Let's go.
May all beings be happy and secure.
May
May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long or large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will, should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so, towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment. Whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake, one should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here. Not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision. Removing desire for sensual pleasures, one comes never again to birth in the womb. With this metta thought, let us meditate for 25 minutes.
Dakati di Milane. It's the way it is. Like that. Begini adonnya.
By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish, may I join always with the wise, until the time and attain Bhavana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. May all those who are in hospitals suffering from various diseases, injuries, and so forth be returned to normal life, normal health, and practice meditation, liberate themselves from all sufferings, and attain Nibbana. May all the doctors, nurses, hospital staff who are taking care of these people with compassion also find time to practice meditation, liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all those who have lost their loved ones may still be grieving. May they be free from grief, understand the nature of Dhamma, nature of life, and attain liberation from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in trouble spots, war zones, poverty-stricken, discrimination, and so on, also try to understand the nature of greed, hatred, and delusion, practice Dhamma, practice meditation, and attain liberation from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in the northern direction, northeastern direction, eastern direction, southeastern direction, southern direction, southwestern direction, western direction, northwestern direction, up and below, all of them be free from suffering, well, happy and peaceful, and all of them attain Nibbana. And that's all we can do today, friends, and have a very wonderful day.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Thank you,
sadhu.
Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu,
Bhante.
sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante.
Very good, very good.
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu,
Okay.
sadhu.
Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, you are welcome. Eh?
Thank you, Bhante.
Saranai Bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu,